You don't take any risks in life. You stay in the same town. You get the job everyone expects you to do. You just stay safe. Oh, don't start that business. That's risky. Don't move over there. That's risky. To me, that sounds like a pretty boring life.
Albie is 2 months in working at Harwell. He's on $100,000 in a 4-week block. That's insane. Like, people don't do that in their whole career. His PB before that was maybe 30, 40, maybe a 50. It's coming to 100.
Yeah.
So the instant uplift in our process, the systems we use, the tech, that had that impact for him. Guess what? All RAI is the copy and paste of what's worked so well at Harwell. It's fucking on your doorstep.
If I told you in 6 months' time, you need 2 months of living expenses saved up or you will die, could you go and do it? Because that's very different to, oh yeah, but I'm skint. No, can you do this or you will die? And I'm pretty sure you'd find ways.
The only way to guarantee a disappointing life is to spend your life trying to avoid a disappointment.
Welcome back to another episode of the Two Blokes, One Business podcast with your hosts, Philippe and Philop.
That's really
Can you show the camera what you got?
Rocking these bad boys today.
But our construction team last month, in a 4-week period, billed $204,000, I think it was, between three of the buggers. So this morning, the good people we are, we sent them, including ads, off to soak and some brekkie at Bam Bam Bakehouse, and he's bowled back in his jeans, his t-shirt, and his fucking flip-flops. So good on him. It's his business. He can do what he wants.
And you know, that was actually the conversation. Oh, fuck, I forgot my shoes. Better go home and get them. They're like, nah, go in the office in your flip-flops. I was like, oh, I can't do that, can I? Oh, well, fuck, it's your business. You can do what you want. I was like, you know what? You're so right.
But Jack Corbett was saying he walks around his business most of the time just bare feet.
Yeah, Benny Handler came in barefoot.
Barefoot, yeah.
Maybe there's something in this.
It's grounded.
Yeah.
Both of them do all right for themselves.
I'm fucking doing it.
Yeah, all right. Philippe and Philop. It's actually Paley and Harv, just in case you didn't realise. It's us. Don't get confused.
It does feel nice, though. Bit of aircon blast on the feet, on the old dogs.
Yeah, I've actually got the fucking Harwell puppies on.
Ah, shit, yeah.
Yeah, we got some Harwell Air Forces. Have a look at them.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah. All right. What's happening?
What's happening? Soak was really good. Mate, the big one is we've got 5 pilot testers running through the Recruitment Agent Institute. They started on Monday. Fucking good on them.
Yeah.
It's so exciting to be at this point.
Yeah, it's been a lot of work. I'd say it's probably a year on now since the idea was born.
Maybe not far off since we sat here with Benny.
With Benny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of work's gone behind the scenes, a lot of different directions, trying to keep Harwell kicking along. And we've got to 5 pilot testers and fucking good on them. Like, I was reflecting on this the other day. So many people just don't take action. Like, they just think about things, right? I can't remember what set me off that way. I think that's my sister to think about something and come back to me. I just haven't heard anything. It's minimal, so it doesn't matter. But I was just like, just so many people just think about things, and when actually it's like time to take action and go and push something and not be reactive, they just don't do it. And these 5 people fucking have.
Well, I guess 2 things, right? The first one is the proximity. Now, we need, as business owners, we need these first 5 people to go and make a success of this, because that validates the model for us. So what they're going to get to make sure they've got the highest chance of being successful is insane proximity to me and you. So we've got a mini group chat individually with every person that's gone through, where we're like, let's pepper each other with voice notes. What are you feeling? What are you thinking? What are you working through? What's not clicking? What's not making sense? We need that feedback so we can refine it and get it right and keep perfecting it. But for them, they've got us on demand. Bang, hey, you mentioned about BD calls. There's 3 different avenues to start cold call. I didn't understand number 3. Can you explain it? Bang, straight on it. All over it. And if I look at our story and journey with Ex-Recruiter as well, probably going to sound like a bit of a twat, but it seems to be the initial cohort who came through when they were building the business and flying it at the same time, Blake and Deck, they've done really, really well.
Yeah.
Everyone who started early doors, when it wasn't as perfect as it is now, it wasn't as kind of built out, you didn't have the big teams and the big resources and the training plans, cost dog even. We've kind of all made it work. Obviously, we've done quite well. H people have absolutely smashed it. Crystal's been awesome, and many others as well. So these kind of people are in the same boat as we were, where that proximity that we had to Blake and Deck, they've now got to us.
Yeah, I think I remember saying to you early on with Ex-Recruiter, and it was like, it's pretty much before the model had been proven when we signed up. And I was like, mate, normally with these things, it's the first people that do well. I was like, after everyone starts to catch on that this is a thing, then it starts to, I guess, plateau.
Well, we had Blake and Deck on speed dial. We had Deck painting our new office with us.
Yeah,
You know, like
so
they're genuinely friends now, as opposed to someone who signs up today. Oh, yeah, I'm the 96th partner. Blake's the CEO. You're not really going to see him. They've got teams and teams of people, which is awesome, and they do a great job, and the service is class. But that proximity to the big dogs, you just lose it over time.
Yeah. And like for context, when we launch properly, we think that private mentorship, which is effectively what these 5 guys on, will be with just one of us, not both of us, because that's not a good use of both of our time. And it's probably going to be a 6-month private mentorship for 10,000 Aussie dollars a month. So they're getting good value just by trusting us and being the first people to go through. But I want to give an overview. Who are the people we've got going in it? Not by names, but by background, because someone might be listening to this thinking, well, who are they? Who's our AI for?
Great call.
Number 1 would be a fella, early 50s, residential construction OG. He's been a construction supervisor for probably 20, 30 years now. Wants to get off tools. He's like, I can't keep doing this forever. Wants to get off tools. I had a conversation with him. I was like, do people call you now and say, hey, mate, do you know someone for this job? And you put them in touch? And he goes, yeah, all the time. I was like, you're recruiting, mate. I was like, you just do.
Not getting paid for it.
Yeah, you just do it in a bit more of a formal process and tell people that this is now the service you're delivering and charge them a good amount for it. So he's one. And then another one would be an 18-year-old at the other end of her life who's been listening to this pod, been following recruitment or the recruitment stuff through this for a while and gone, that sounds really fucking cool. And it sounds like you guys make a lot of money, but also just love and are so passionate about what you do. She's like, I want a piece of this. I remember saying to her, I was like, if you get into recruitment at 18,
oh God,
like, and it's hard, but I was like, if you stick at it, you'll be a multi-millionaire by the time you're 30.
Yeah.
Whether she's a one-woman band or whether she builds an agency or works for someone else, the money she will start to earn at that age, if she's clever with investments, holy shit.
Yeah, and if it's not an absolute career, like life career for her, if she just does it for 15 years and uses all the capital she makes and does different things, good on you. A couple of other people we've got in there. We've got one who works kind of in trade services. Again, done it for years. He actually is pretty good on content already on Instagram, pretty quirky with what he's doing. I think I've spoken to him a fair bit. His personality type, his drive and purpose for doing it. So he lives up in Sunny Coast. He's got a young family. He's on good money, but not great. Thinks he's got more in him as well, like fire in the belly. He's going through it. And we've got a fellow who's been in sales for 10, 15 years, sees recruitment as the same but different. And now his idea is going to go and recruit salespeople.
Yeah,
he's
awesome.
the ICP, been in it for 15 years, can sell because he's already been in sales, and now is going to help salespeople get new jobs.
He's ran teams as well, so there's a multitude of businesses he's worked for or will have brushed shoulders with that are probably going to be his first clients, and he's already got the trust and rapport with them. And then his ex-colleagues or the ex-people he maybe hired into his team previously are potentially his first candidates.
There's one more?
Yes. So the fifth fella, he has been actually in global tech sales. So again, sales background, more so like remote comm only, selling tech packages and SEO, things like that. But again, he's gone, I've got to a ceiling where I'm doing this for someone else. It's not really something he'd do on his own. So he wants to channel all of the kind of knowledge that he's got and the sales experience into something where he can go and build something out for himself. He's got an uncle and a cousin that actually both are in recruitment already as well. So I think his uncle runs a recruitment agency in Brisbane, and then his cousin's gone over and is working for a recruitment company in Toronto. Jeez. So recruitment's in the blood, but he wants to come onto this platform and push through.
God, I'm excited again.
Yeah, it's lit the fire.
How cool is this?
Yeah. These people, for context, they've been earning decent money. I'd say between 1s and 150s on average. Maybe the sales fella a bit higher, but they'll go and do more than that straight off the back of it. And it'll be a lot easier than someone completely green to recruitment.
Mm-hmm. Again, if I can pat ourselves on the back in construction for context, right? So Albie is 2 months in his second period of working at Harwell, and he's on $100,000 in a 4-week block. That's insane. Like, people don't do that in their whole career. And he's come on, his PB before that was maybe 30, 40, maybe a 50. He's come on to 100. Yeah. So the instant uplift in our process, the systems we use, the tech, has had that impact for him. Guess what? All RAI is the copy and paste of what's worked so well at Harwell. That's fucking on your doorstep.
Fuck, that's a good idea, that business, whoever came up with that.
Cheers, Benny.
Yeah, I'm even thinking like Danny, and again, yes, he's come into Harwell, so it's not, he's not gone through RAI and then jumped out and done it on his own, which is what we'd love people to do. But 15-year career in finance, we did an exercise, which is an exercise they do in, I think, module 3 of RAI, where there's a big spreadsheet. Who is everyone you know that is potentially in a hiring position or can get you in touch with someone who's in a hiring position from your previous career? He had a spreadsheet of 200 people. Before day 1 at Harwell, we'd done an email campaign where they had 2 touch points. He came into his first 3 weeks at Harwell with 2 jobs on, one of which he filled. So he made $20,000 placement in his 3rd week, I think it was. So when people are worried about risk and how quickly do the earnings come, that's possible. Yeah. But he also came into that first 3 weeks with like, I think 25 face-to-face meetings booked. Now, it would take me a fair few phone calls to go and get 25 face-to-face meetings booked within the next 3 weeks. And I've been doing this for over half a decade. So running through that process where people know Danny, he's got insane credibility from his finance background. They've gone, yeah, mate, I'll sit down with you. Yeah. You can add value to me.
Oh, this is a good business. This really gets me going. Like, oh, it could be huge.
This is glad that we had the discussion yesterday with Priscilla as well. Like, this is going to be a global platform. It has to be. We know the Australian market, but there'll be people that listen to this podcast from the UK. Yeah. The same thing is absolutely applicable. From what I've heard, the UK recruitment market is maybe a bit tighter at the moment, but potentially even more old school and transactional than what the Australian market is. So the platform or the framework we teach in RAI will just make people stand out even more. So again, what you can see as your limiting belief of the market's quiet. Well, no, I'm actually doing it different to 99.9% of the market is the reason I'm going to win.
God, yeah. Anything else to cover, mate, before we get stuck into
Your flip-flops have nearly come off.
I start waving them around. Oh, shit. Yeah, what else is going on? Personal life. I'm off to Ellie this weekend.
I thought you were about to say you had a haircut. I had one this morning as well.
It's clean. She's great. Does a good job down at Boy Barbershop.
Yeah.
Ellie Beach this weekend. Looking forward to it.
Yeah,
mate, nice. Big time. So we fly up Friday, stay a night in some fucking hostel, I think Andy's booked. And then 3 days on a boat, 3 days, 3 nights, cruising around the Whitsundays.
Yeah.
God, it's going to be...
That's good, mate. Play hard, fucking work hard, rest hard, whatever it is.
Yeah. It's how sick is it? Actually, I thought maybe I should bring the laptop. And I was like, that is a ridiculous...
That is so toxic.
That's not good, is it?
Yeah. Like we talk a lot about hard work, hustle, and to be an entrepreneur, you have to have that. But what we're learning more recently is it's as much about the rest, pin down periods. Want to actually recover, but your brain becomes really creative when you're removed from it, is what I find.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm going to kick us off for the big meat and veg of the pod.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
I am going to have a better, safer life if I do not take any risks.
Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what your brain is programmed and wired to condition you into, Adam.
I can't fail if I don't try.
Absolutely, mate. If you just want to live in in the average, and you just be average, that's okay.
I haven't got one more.
Nah, it's a good thing. I can't remember what pod I was listening to. I didn't even think about that till I said it, but maybe it was Jack Delosa, and he just was saying like your brain is neurologically wired to keep you safe, and risk is perceived as unsafe. So that's why so many people just kind of live an okay life.
Fucking grinds my gears. I feel like a bag Mads out a fair bit on this podcast. Thank God she doesn't listen.
What, sorry?
I feel like a bag Maddie out a fair bit on this pod. Thank God she doesn't listen. She's going for a bit of a transition in her life at the moment. She's a teacher, doesn't know what she wants to do.
Yeah. Does she want to recruit teachers?
Fuck, she actually could. But she's in an environment where people like to moan. If I'm going to get smashed by teachers now, misery loves company, and it's a bloody hard job. So they all have to tell each other how hard it is and pat each other on the back, which fair enough, however you need to get through.
A lot of politics, I'd say, in that world.
Politics, a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of red tape, a lot of that's the way it's always been done. It's really hard to see like the big picture. You know, we're so lucky where we're kind of in control of our destiny, right? Like if we don't like something, we just fucking change it. And we can do that, live with it and get on with it. she's kind of stuck in that old school type environment where it's hard to have that level of kind of ownership and freedom. And to have a conversation with her about what to do, as soon as we get one no, one setback, one inconvenient kind of outcome, it's not going to work. And it's so hard for me to not just go into like Adam, the business owner mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you done this, this, and this? Can we do this, this, and this? And then she's like, yeah, I don't fucking work for you, mate.
Yeah. To play devil's advocate, I'm just thinking Harvard ads back then. We're a lot more attuned to risk now. Yes, there's levels of risk, but we're quite used to taking risks. Back then, if we were, even before we started recruitment, do you think we were kind of the same of like you walk into a door that's shut and then stop walking into them? Because that's so normal. Like not every, like even Danny now, when he makes BD calls, I'm like, the reason we track metrics and numbers is because you've got to make 100 to get 10 yeses.
Yeah.
If we all just gave up at the first door that was shut, we'd fucking never get through any doors.
It is a bit sick and twisted, you got to be. And this is more of a sales focus now. Like we, as much as we love when things go well, of course, when shit does go wrong, we do love looking at each other and just going, fuck, it's back to the wall time, mate. Here we go. Let's start swinging.
Yeah. Oh, what? That client owes us 100 grand. It's going into administration.
Is that it?
And what?
Crying inside.
Yeah. Because, and people are, you wankers. No, because we can cry and that client is still going to go into administration. Or we can just go, yeah, fucking and what? All right, I'll just go and find another 100 grand.
Yeah. Hang on.
Yeah. One thing I think this is where risk is really paradoxical, if you like. A lot of people are very guilty of wanting the view from the top of the mountain, but they don't want to climb the mountain. The reason I think that plays into risk is because everyone who's got to the top of the mountain, even actual real mountain climbers, there's fucking risk. Whether it's in business, to get good shit or to get the big rewards, you have to take risk. Sometimes there's calculated risk, there's smaller levels of risk. Sometimes it's super high risk and you're a bit panicky. But even to the top of the mountain, it's not just, you take one risk at the bottom and then you fly to the top. You just, every single layer, it's more risk. So you've got to learn to get comfortable with it, but be conditioned, because if you want good things in life, you have to take risk.
Question.
Yes.
Is it easier to take a risk when you've got nothing to lose or when you have more to lose? And what I mean by that is in terms of where you are on the journey. If I'm at day one, is it a lot easier to take a big risk than it is on day 1,000?
Ooh. Good question. Because I think to answer, originally I thought if you've got to take the risk on day one, if you've got nothing compared to if you've got a lot, it's way easier to do it when you've got nothing. But to take the risk on day one compared to 1,000, I think it's harder to take risk on day one.
Why?
If you've been doing something for 1,000 days, that's nearly 3 years. A lot of businesses have gone bust by then. So I think you're doing something right. And by 1,000 days, you should know a fair bit about that business, that industry, the decisions you make to be able to make calculated risk decisions. There's more data from your personal journey. What do you think?
There's so many angles. More to lose, more at stake. 3 years in, which is pretty much us now. We want to take a risk. We want to start Harwell USA. If that fucks up and we lose our money, we've got 10 people out there who then can't pay their rent or their mortgage. We've got our families at home. As opposed to day one, hey, let's start the ecom business. Fuck it. We'll give it a crack because it wasn't too much to lose other than our own time, which you can learn from. I think straight away what came to mind for me, the ego gets hit a lot harder if you fail on day, or if you take the risk on day one. Now when we take risk and we lose, I feel like we've got enough wins under our belt that it doesn't knock all the wind out of our sails, and our self-esteem doesn't take a massive battering, and it's not, oh, why did I bother? Did something didn't work out. Yeah.
I think internally and externally on that front. Externally, if we try something, we have tried things that failed. We did a 50 grand giveaway at about 6 registrations.
And one of them was my old boss at Ace.
And another one was another recruiter.
Fuck me.
So we did that sort of stuff and it failed.
Yeah.
But externally, people go, by that point, oh, well, Harwell did $1 million in 9 months or whatever it was. So the external perception is, oh yeah, but they're still good. They still know what they're doing. If we'd have done it on day one and it flopped, they'd have gone, oh, these guys don't know what they're doing. But then internally, I think because by the time you get to that point, you take those risks and it doesn't work, you've learned by then. You just go, well, yeah, risk taking is part of this journey. And you've got to be comfortable with that not all the risks you take are going to happen, because then it's not a risk.
Here's another one for you.
Oh, God.
Is the biggest risk of all taking no risks? Boom! I'm on fire today. These flip-flops have got magic powers. Shit, I don't even know it's me talking anymore.
Yeah. There's a risk of... Okay, here's the alternative. Let's paint a picture. You go through your life just...
All right, Van Gogh.
Hang on. Anyway, here, let's paint a picture.
I can't hear you.
You don't take any risks in life. You stay in the same town. You get the job everyone expects you to do. You just stay safe. Oh, don't start that business. That's risky. Don't move over there. That's risky. Don't talk to that girl over there that you don't know. That's risky. To me, that sounds like a pretty boring life. And I can almost guarantee you're going to work till you're 67 or 68. You're going to live paycheck to paycheck. A boiler breaks is going to put you in some fucking strife. And then you're going to be worried in those last working years about what your pension brings. Or...
And then can I add one more to that?
Yeah, definitely.
And you're going to be looking at those people who did take a risk and go, oh, how lucky are they? Fucking idiots.
This podcast's pretty triggering, but then even on that, you're gonna live that life of safety and whatnot, and then you're gonna get to your deathbed, and you're gonna go, I should have took some of those risks. Hey, I can promise you are not gonna lie there and say, yeah, glad I played that one safe. Or the alternative is you do move cities and you don't like it. So after a year, you're not dead or anything. You're going to go, should I try a different city or should I go back home? But you tried it. Didn't work, wasn't for me. Or you do start the business and it doesn't work. And whatever you did before, which hopefully you're pretty good at, which led you to have the confidence of starting a business, I reckon there'll be people that would employ you back in that space. I know now if there's a recruiter that's good enough to go and have a punt and start their own business and it doesn't work out or they don't like it, chances are we'd probably give them a chance at Harwell.
For sure. Thinking about actual numbers now, we're all well aware of inflation and, the decreasing buying power that we have and how much costs have gone up over 10, 20, 30 years compared to wages. So the actual risk is by not taking a risk. If you just want to sit on your 3% CPI increases per year, while prices go up 5% per year, you are guaranteeing a negative outcome.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. We were just talking about, people that are just happy, just enough money. Like, that's fine now, today. But as you say, that risk outlay of cost of living going up more than CPI, every year that goes by, or even every day that goes by, that just enough money is closer and closer to being not enough money.
Yeah. And who wants to live a fucking life saying, oh, yeah, my life was all right, I did just enough? What? Like, you crazy? Jess Cameron puts it perfectly. The only way to guarantee a disappointing life is to spend your life trying to avoid disappointment.
That's really good.
I reckon the flip-flops have really got some power, so I got that bang on. Normally I'd fuck that up.
Yeah. It's very true. I think there's people that come in and say, we meet hundreds of candidates in this world. They go, I'm a hard worker, but I don't want to do any overtime. I just want to work the office hours. You're not a hard worker then. What you are is an average worker. If you want to work average hours in the week, you are an average worker. But you want to become a CFO one day. Well, every CFO that walks around today with that title was a hard worker and did overtime, did the extra work, did the personal development, took the risks. People kid themselves, I think, into this world in their head where they think that they're a hard worker or above average, but they're not. They say they are, but they're just sat within average. That's not going to get the result you want that's above average.
I'm sorry, shit. We're probably smashing people with fair bit.
Yeah, we are ranting here.
I was like, should we try and play devil's advocate? But we're struggling.
Yeah, let's try.
And again, you've got to take this with a pinch of salt. There are certain people in certain situations and circumstances where the right thing for them is to probably have their work life or professional life honestly on the back burner because they're looking after sick family members or whatever it is, right? And if so, please take this with a pinch of salt. We're probably not talking to you. We're talking to the people who have got the potential. They've got the ability. They've got the access to resources. They've got the access to learning. They've got everything that I had, you had, fucking Joe Bloggs has got down the road, but still find the reason not to do it. That's who we're talking to here.
Yeah, and I think maybe there's been a few people recently that have said to us, oh yeah, but you're all right, you guys are lucky, or yeah, but it's all right because you guys have done it. So maybe that's riled us up a bit, and that's why we've got into a rant. Yeah, you could say we got lucky, but we've also worked, early days in Harwell, we were doing 50, 60-hour weeks. You've got the laptop out most nights on weekends. We've took a lot of risks. We've put our balls on the line. We still don't pay ourselves massive money out of the business because we're investing it to grow. That's a risk. Yeah. We could have kept this pretty small and pulled way more money out. We might have some more investments, but we're risking that on a bigger future where we build a business that creates even more wealth.
For more people.
For more people, yeah, impacting more lives.
Hey guys, it's Jacob Lockie from Naturally Cooked Sunscreen, and we're pumped to be sponsoring the Two Blokes, One Business podcast.
We're on a mission to foster a generation of Australians that take sun safety more seriously and encourage it amongst their mates. You can find us at naturallycooked.com.au or follow our socials at Naturally Cooked Sunscreen. Good on ya.
How do you, how does risk come into your lives? How do you get put in a position where you need to make a calculation based off risk? And then 2, how do you calculate risk? When is it too risky and when is it a safe bet?
When does a risk situation come along? I think someone making a decision that has risk involved comes from 2 motivators. It's either coming away from pain, like a life circumstance.
Really good.
They've got to make a risky decision to move away from that pain. Or there's an opportunity where they can move closer to even more pleasure, and there's risk involved in that decision. So I'd say they're the 2.
So basically changing the status quo.
Yeah.
Right, just refusing to just do as is.
Yeah, changing state. And what was the other part to the question you asked?
So great, now you want to move towards pleasure away from pain. You've got this risky, situation on the table. What's the framing? What's the philosophy? How do you identify and calculate risk and then move forward, or not, if it's not the right thing to do?
At a very basic level, piece of paper, line down the middle, pros, cons. One thing that we like to do is the release valve.
Yes, love it.
And the release valve for the listeners is Harvard ads want to hire a new person. We know for the first 12 weeks, they're probably going to be cash flow negative. For the first 12 weeks, including equipment, salary, resources, time, they might cost us anywhere between 30 to 50,000. Our release valve of that decision not working, are we happy to potentially burn $30 to $50,000 on this person, but on the list of pros, this person might perform and make Harwell $100,000 to $200,000 of profit each year. If they're here for 5 years, that's potentially up to $1 million of profit. So our release valve is, are we happy to invest $30,000 to $50,000 to potentially gain $1 million? That's the sort of framework we run through on the data to go, yeah, it's probably a risk I'm happy to take.
And then let's use that as a live example then. What factors play into that? 1, have we got good cash in the bank? Are we pretty cash flow strong? Have we got a decent receivables list? Do we feel like the business is in upward trajectory where if we need to cop 50K, we can afford that even if we don't want to? That's a big one. Have we got the time available to help these people get up and running? Are we just throwing them into sink or swim and then decreasing their probability of being successful? Have we gone and mapped out a decent onboarding? Have we gone and done a training plan for them? Have we got even a few clients who can go, hey, Albie, there you go and fill that one. Get yourself up and running and off the mark.
Yeah, tools and systems and structure, and that's in the business sense. So say we're someone who's on a salary, wants to go and start a business. How's the process they can bulletproof that? Number 1 for me would be financial is more often not going to be their biggest worry. Over the next 6 months, can you go and save up 2 months worth of living expenses? And I don't mean, oh yeah, but we're pretty skint. I mean, no, if I told you in 6 months' time, you need 2 months of living expenses saved up or you will die, could you go and do it? Because that's very different to, oh yeah, but I'm skint. No, can you do this or you will die? And I'm pretty sure you'd find ways to make cuts to go and get that. So that eliminates the financial risk. And then we're probably looking at like the structure around it. You might have kids or a partner. family commitments? Is there a way that you can build a bit of a rhythm or a structure around there that just streamlines that chain of thought to simplify that? So then you're just trying to create all these things that mean your full focus is on making that business work, which ultimately should get better results. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And then the upside to risk, the best way to kind of price it is opportunity cost. So
what's that?
So let's use RAI as an example, right? So if you are listening to this, you can really just get it into your brain as opposed to having to work it out in riddles. I am working as a residential supervisor. I'm on 130 grand a year, which is good. Last year it was 125. The year before that was 120. But prices have gone up 10%. I've actually gone backwards, even though I'm not going to admit that to myself. Again, being a bit
people
harsh.
people don't consider that enough.
So the opportunity cost, if I go and do RAI, right, I'm going to spend a few grand on the course. Awesome. Now I've done the course, I'm buzzing. Harvard ads have been so helpful. Wow, it's world class in terms of the system and training. Here we go. I'm going to go and start, my Resi Soup recruitment agency, calling people I used to work for and people I used to work with. So I'm going to get up and running really, really quick. Typically, what we see new recruiters do is about 90K in their first 90 days in terms of billings, which as a one-man band, that's high net profit margin. So let's use 75%. As a ballpark, you're looking at about 65K in your pocket in 90 days. So the opportunity cost of not doing RAI and staying where you are will be the delta of your 130K salary. So 3 months of that, we're looking at about 30K compared to 65K that you get in your 90 days running your own recruitment agency. That's the short-term opportunity cost. And then I'm not going to patronize you now, but if you want to forecast that 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, then you start to see the graph going in very different ways. That's the opportunity cost.
Yeah, I was listening to our good friend Alex Hormozy podcast.
Is he coming on soon?
Yeah, I think he's coming on next week. He was saying it was actually about pricing education, like educational content, which is obviously something we've been looking into at the moment. He's like, work out whatever your offering is, work out the increase that it will give that person each year. Because he's like, if even say it's within a current job, if I get this extra skill that I have to pay $15,000 to acquire, I know I can earn an extra $50,000 a year for 1 year. He's like, if they've got 20 years left of their living life or working life, that's $1 million extra that they could potentially acquire. Would someone invest $15,000 to potentially make $1 million? That's pretty good ROI. I'd do that. So that's where he talks really powerfully on the opportunity cost, which it sounds simple to us. What's the risk in that though, right? You invest in a course, it doesn't go the way you want it to. You might not become a recruiter. That's the risk. You might do it and hate it. You might do it, and even with all the training and support, potentially you're just not very good at it. We don't think that's going to be the case. We've built the course to eradicate that potential, but that is still a risk. Or you do it and you don't do the work, so you've potentially lost a few $1,000s. That's the risk. But then what you're going to learn, although you're not going to be a recruiter, by actually learning to take that risk, that then makes the next risk a bit more comfortable.
But even more actually granular as well. If you can learn recruitment, even without being a recruiter, you're going to be a lot more valuable to your next company because the people you go and hire, you're going to be able to interview them better. And then the success of that people on your team is going to make you look better. You're going to make more money. And on the flip side, you're then going to know what the recruitment world is. So when you are interviewing for jobs, you know how to kind of push the buttons, right? You know what's important. You know the questions that recruiter's been asked of his client. So you know what he's going to want to know from you. Everything's a people game. Every single business in the world, their number one constraint is having the right people in the right seats.
Yeah.
So you can play a small part in helping that happen, whether as a recruiter or whether internally in your own team, or whether you being the interviewee and then showcasing yourself really well. Your life is going to be better.
Yeah. It's a really powerful skill. I don't want this to be a pitch about recruitment. We fucking love it.
You should too.
Yeah, and buy the course. Let's talk about risk in a wider sense. The world at the moment, tech and AI, that's creating insane amounts of opportunity. But what risk is that potentially creating? And what risk are people potentially open to if they don't capitalize on this change?
Yeah, okay. So more macroeconomic shifts right now. So obviously AI and tech's massive. I was reading now Atlassian are just letting 30% of their staff go because they can do the job without people, right? They can do it via AI. So the risk is I don't want to learn any new skills. I just want to keep going to work and doing the job I've always done. That job might not be around in 5 years. The people who are leveraging AI, for using that example, in their current role are going to be more valuable than people who aren't. So when it comes time to chop 30% of them, they're not letting go the person who's already automated half of their time and already given suggestions in the team meetings and department meetings about how they can further make things more efficient or easier and faster. They're letting go the people who are resistant to change, don't have the growth mindset. Why do we have to change? This is the way it's always been done. See you, mate. You're off.
Why did you drive a car? We used to use horse and cart. That was the way it was always done.
Yeah.
Functionality versus vitality.
Oh,
there's a lot that I've heard coming up in the sense of talking about your risk and AI component. If you are someone that's just functional in a job, you're very replaceable by an AI piece of software. Whereas the people that won't be are the ones that are on the vitality side of the fence. So they make themselves vital to the organization. Yeah. So that looks like someone that can do their job enhanced by AI, but the part of their job that they focus on getting really good at is the part that can never be replaced by AI, that requires human connection. That person then becomes vital, not in the sense of they're really good at the human side of the role, but they are also now leveraged with AI, so they can do 5 times the work on the human side of it. That's really cool one I've been looking at the moment. But every day that people maybe don't want to take risk and adopt something like AI or learn new skills, I think they're actually becoming a lot more susceptible to risk of the world moving quickly and outgrowing them.
And if it's your grandma who only just learned how to use a phone, fucking fair play.
She's all good.
Like Doris, good on you. Times have changed a lot when you were born to now. We'll let you off. If you're under Doris's age, there's no excuse.
Yeah.
Mate, okay, I'm listening to this podcast. I'll go, fuck off, you're good looking. Ads, your flip-flops are awesome. I want to become a risk taker.
And you're both humble.
And also send me the link for RAI. Love you guys, this class. And thank you, appreciate it. Oh, that is good. Really? Long story short, I want to start taking risks, okay? I don't want to be that person you've just absolutely nailed.
Can't say that.
You actually can't do that either. I want to become a risk taker, right? What are some steps I can take? How do we become more inclined to take risks? What's our risk profile? Actually, that's probably really important too. Naturally, what's our balance? What's our decision framework together? How do I turn this page, mate, and start wearing thongs?
That's a big risk. The most simple answer in the world, you just got to fucking do it. For me, risk, we've become really comfortable with risk now, and all the other things that go along with running a business of you're never guaranteed a salary. We've now got ridiculously high overheads. They're all really hard, and there's risk elements to that. But it's like anything. The more you do it, you become a lot more comfortable. Easy references. You go to the gym and try and squat 60 kilos 100 times. It's fucking really hard to start with. The next day it becomes a bit easier. The next day you get more used to it. The next day maybe you're doing 102 reps. It's like anything that you do time and time again. It becomes easier and you learn more about it. You learn different ways to take risk, different ways to minimize risk. But all of it starts from actually taking the risk. James Clear wrote one of the best-selling books of all time, Atomic Habits. He says that 80% of the work in Atomic Habits is just around getting people to actually start.
What comes to mind for me is, what is risk? Risk is making a decision without knowing what the outcome is going to be.
Do you want me to get a definition?
Yeah, if it says that, I'm never taking these thongs off because I'm class. What shall I go on this boat over the weekend and fucking lose them?
Risk is the effect of uncertainty on objectives, representing the potential for harm, loss, or deviation from expected outcomes.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I think it was. It's the control piece then, isn't it?
Yes, or is it the attitude to educate? Now, what I'm trying to say there is, should I go and, let me think of a metaphor here. Should I go and apply for a job?
Making flip-flops.
Making flip-flops, but all I've seen is one of those cardboard cutouts on a sign pole, flip-flop job maker. Here's the phone number. Pretty risky. There's so many variables. I haven't got a fucking clue. Is this a real one? Am I going to call it and I'm going to get the Chewbacca voicemail? You just don't know because there's so many unknowns around the whole kind of situation, right? What if I call the number? Okay, actually, Tom picked up the phone. Tom's been making flip-flops for years. Really trustworthy bloke. He sounds like he's actually got a website. He's actually had someone just leave the role. I'm going to go and see him next week. I then go and see Tom. I'm sat in his office. I'm seeing him make flip-flops everywhere. It's come to life. That decision then to decide whether to go and join Tom's company as a flip-flop maker is a lot less risky than the one from the phone call. You know what I mean? Because I've got 100%. More information.
That's a great analogy
to go and use. And I'll probably get free flip-flops if I start working there. So I think I'm in.
Mate, that's a really good analogy.
Yeah.
You've nailed that.
What I'm trying to say there then is people will go, oh, that's too risky. That's a bit scary. But they don't want to do the work to actually find out the information to assess the risk. God, I'm on fire.
Tom's giving you a fucking promotion.
I'm going to go and recruit for Tom.
Yeah.
So if you listen to this, you make flip-flops. I've got a job for you.
Yeah. Let's think of someone that comes into our world at Harwell. They decide they need a new general manager. Mm-hmm. And that's going to potentially cost them through a recruitment agent $40,000. God, that's a big risk if we get it wrong. I can't go and speak to Harwell. Yeah, look, we've done that before. We think we might be able to align. But what we do is we actually go and do a kind of big fucking strategy meeting. Let's come and sit down together. They sit down with us. We tell them about where we've got similar success in the past. We run through the 7-step methodology, which is now trademarked as the Harwell way. And we basically run through everything that potentially could go wrong, what they're looking for, and how we're going to mitigate the risk for the client. Now, all of a sudden, that $40,000 recruitment fee is a little bit less risky because, one, they know exactly how we're going to go and get that service, and it's now then, or get the result, and it's up to them to decide whether they want to invest that money. But also, they've heard a few stories of where we've gone and done that for other people and the impact it's had for that business. So we placed a general manager over here. They took them from 5 mil to 10 mil. So the 40K investment was pretty good. Tom makes the best flip-flops in the world. Like, it's exactly that, acquiring that information. Now, imagine if that business owner never went to acquire that information. They didn't get the general manager. They stayed at 5 mil.
What's the opportunity cost?
Yeah, they stayed at 5 mil, but actually they didn't stay at 5 mil because the reason they needed a general manager is because they were burnt out, overworked, or didn't have the skill set. So now those three things together are pretty risky, and the business is naturally going to decline because they haven't got the right ingredients.
God, so good. Let's talk about me and you, because personality type wise, I am the one who not takes more risks, but I think naturally I'm more of a risk taker, which is good and bad, because I'll just go, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Understanding the consequences and happy to cop it. But where Harvey's really, really good is going, that's great, hold fire, let me do A, B, and C, and D, and E, and F to understand this a bit more, and then we can confirm. And there's been so many times we've done that, and you've gone, mate, we can't do this because of this. I'm like, fuck, you're so right. Thank God we didn't do that.
Yeah. How do we, it's just a risk-making framework, isn't it? Or a risk decision framework. And people can do that themselves. It doesn't need to be one person comes to them with the idea and then they go through it. Like, you could have the idea and then go through that. It might take a bit longer. The reason we work so well is because we've got different skill sets. But that's the exact same risk decision framework that we've kind of ran through already. I think it's just, yeah.
Okay, here's another good one. That's just popped in my head. We can do that with each other because we both know where the end goal is. I'm thinking now of Tom the flip-flop maker. He's going, hey, babe, we're selling a lot of flip-flops here. I think we've got something good. Let's go to the States. His missus has worked in the same job for 20 years. He's just got a 3% CPI each year. She's worried about what's going on in the other side of the world. She's seen a couple other people go to the States and fail. Her answer, his profile of risk, is detrimental to what he actually needs.
Because he's asking the wrong person.
100%.
Who should he actually be asking?
The person's already been over to the States and started a second facility over there and been and done it.
Exactly. Hot take. Stop taking advice from people that haven't done what you want to do.
Yeah, there's a reason.
If you're taking advice from them, expect a life very, very similar to theirs.
because one, that's all they know. Fair play to them.
Yeah.
Two, if you go and start that facility in the States and smash it, Tom, you've just highlighted the fact that that person's stuck in the same job, which they still have been. And then you've moved further and further away and highlights the fact they don't do anything.
It's similar to if we'd have started this podcast before we had a business.
True. Two blokes, no business.
Two blokes, no business. Two blokes, two flip-flops, whatever you want to call it. But it's no different, right? It'd be like us sat here and going, oh, you shouldn't start a business.
Yeah.
But this is how I'd run a business.
Yeah.
That time I've never done it before. That's the similar context of taking advice from someone who's never done what you're actually talking about. When we decided to, or maybe this is a good tip actually, when we decided, we think we want to start this business, but there is a risk to it, we went and sought out 4 or 5 people who had already done it in different sectors, or some in the same sector, some in different sectors, but we acquired information from people who have already done it. And then that formed part of our decision-making framework. And this was before ChatGPT and Claude and AI had really taken off. Like now, you don't need to necessarily know the guy that's gone to the States and sold loads of flip-flops. It would really help if you did know that guy, but you can also go and acquire some pretty good, accurate, high-level information off something like Claude Cowork now. Go and build me out a business case. I am Tom. I fucking sell loads of flip-flops in Australia.
There's a guy called Adam Hiscourt.
Yeah. I think I might want to go and sell some more flip-flops in America. What are my risk profiles? What have I not considered? What should I be doing? What's the success metrics?
We've come a long way, eh?
Either that or people just think we're idiots.
Well, Priscilla said yesterday she thinks it will do well. That was nice. She might have just been saying that. So yeah, shut up and let me leave.
Get out of here.
God.
I think we've gone pretty hard on that.
Yeah, me too.
And I reckon we would have pissed a few off.
If we have, let's have a crack. Send us a voice note. Tell us what we've missed, what we haven't considered, why your situation is different and you actually can't take any risk. We obviously, what we always share on this podcast, right, is what is going on in our world.
Yeah.
And then if we listen back to an episode a year ago, we might even have different beliefs than we did then because we've learned and grown and developed. So we just share today what we think is true. And that's what you can do. But you fucking don't know everything. Not yet.
Yeah, Jack Henderson said that. I asked him about, his content's pretty polarizing and thought-provoking. And he's like, I just share what I'm passionate about and what I believe in. And he's like, there's pieces of content I did 2 years ago that I now think, wow, Jack, what were you talking about? But he's like, but I own that.
Yeah.
He's just talking from his life and experience as we are with this podcast. If we've horribly missed something and people are going like, you're idiots, we genuinely want to hear that and share it with us. And we'd be the first people to come on the next podcast, share part of that voice note and say, hey, we got this wrong on this side of things.
Yeah.
Because now we've seen it from someone else's perspective.
I love being wrong. I love
ultimate ownership.
Coming to someone with an opinion and then someone goes, nah, you're miles off it because of A, B, and C. I'd love just going, fuck, you're so right. Thanks for letting me know. It's great. Now I've fixed a previous belief that I used to have, which is actually wrong or incorrect or not complete. Now I've fixed it.
And you've just acquired new knowledge.
Oh, good.
It's one of the biggest things in business is
skill acquisition.
It's good skill acquisition, but being wrong. Like even Elon Musk is always learning. Richard Branson's always learning. Like there's no one out there knows absolutely everything and is never going to be wrong at anything. So that's why it's so important to be wrong. Learn the new skill, bring in the new knowledge, but be able to admit it.
I love it. I've really enjoyed this, but I want to save some time to get into our controversial topics.
Okay.
I think the whole thing's been pretty controversial, to be fair.
Yeah.
Have you got one?
No.
I'll think of one.
Have you?
No. Let me think of one. Got one. It's quite recruitment heavy. You shouldn't hire people who are better than you.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Do you reckon it's too easy? Should I go again?
No.
Okay.
I think to us, because we have these conversations every day.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of the things about business ownership is ego. What really, you should know where your skill set lies. And no one's good at everything. Like you can't be the best finance manager in the world, the best marketing manager, the best sales manager. So it's like knowing where you're good. You might be the best sales manager within your business, but you need to go and hire a finance manager who's way better than you that can take that off your plate. A marketing manager who's way better than you that can take that off your plate. Because then by them being better and in your fraternity, you actually learn from them and become better at marketing than what you already were.
One thing we struggle with a lot in our recruitment world is, say I'm recruiting for a construction company, right? And they've got a construction manager, and then we're recruiting a project manager for them. The construction manager's on 350 grand a year. Cool. We're trying to find them a world-class project manager to do this key project. It's the biggest ever done. Hey, here's the perfect project manager. He's on 360. Nah, we can't look at him because then it fucks up the structure. The money's wrong, you know? He needs to be at 300 or 250. So just to let me understand this then. So this key project that's so important is we have $100 million. You'd rather we get someone who's not as good to save 50 grand to then not piss off the apple cart.
And potentially cost millions because they're not as good. And they make a few mistakes.
And I do understand it as well from the business owner point of view. If we go and pay that person 360, we've probably then got to bump up the construction manager to 400, right? So it's not just the 60 grand decision, let's say, from 3 to 360. It's then the 50 grand on top of that. So financially, yes, there's money to be spent. But surely that's good money to spend. If a construction manager is that good anyway, you want to pay him the money.
Yeah. Love it. Good controversial one.
Thank you.
I've got one.
Okay.
But it's all right for you. You've got the gift of the gab.
Oh, good. Real good. I'm going to play devil's advocate on this one because there are certain people, and we've all been there, right? You've been to dinner. Okay, let me frame this. I'm going to dinner with one of Maddie's mates, and she's bringing her boyfriend. There are people that you can sit there, first time you ever met, and have the best night, just talking, throwing shit at each other, just asking good questions, get engaged. And then there's the people where you're literally like, hey, babe, let's not get dessert. Let's fucking get out of here. This is a drain.
Yeah.
So there are certain people who naturally are better communicators. I'd say that's my devil's advocate piece.
Yeah. I absolutely agree. Some people do have the gift of the gab. The saying wouldn't exist if they didn't.
True.
Maybe people who throw it around, maybe it's a limiting belief.
Oh, because I haven't got the gift of the gab, I can't do ABC.
Yeah, but I think they can get better at having the gab of the gift or the gift of the gab. Like, context, I was never a runner. And actually now I'm pretty bad at running again because I stopped running as much. But someone who's a natural runner, some of these freaks that, yes, they're really good at running because they train so much, but they got into professional running because they were just really good at running. I'm never going to be as good a runner as them. But just by not thinking, well, I'm not a natural runner, I became a way better runner than what I already was because it was a skill that can be learnt and increased just through repetition. So if someone thinks they haven't got the gift of the gab, you can get more gifty of the gabby just by going to
www.giftgab.com.
Use code FlipFlop10. Check out. That's really good. But you can go and learn communication.
Yeah.
And you can practice communication. Like, there's people out there like Tucky, sales and communication, Vin Zhang, in general, just public speaking and communication. And if you learn that communication piece every single day, you'll be closer to having the gift of the gab and might actually have the gift of the gab. Ryan Tuckwood is probably the gift of the gabbiest I know.
But he wasn't.
And he was a massive introvert and sat under the table as a child in restaurants and they thought he was weird and he didn't talk.
I'd say I've got the gift of the gab. Personally.
Yeah, and the flip of the floor.
But a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, there are people when I speak to that I kind of just overwhelm a little bit with kind of the tenacity and the energy of my voice and how fast I talk. So that context, the gift of the gab is actually not a great thing. They'd actually prefer probably to speak to someone like Harvey, who's a bit more composed, a bit more clear in how he speaks.
Yeah.
Pronunciates a bit better, for sure, right? And sector-wise, in construction, it works for me. Finance, it works for Harvey as well. So the gift of the gab isn't kind of one size fits all. It's more contextual and situational, like I speak well, about the environment that you're in, right? Now, if I'm speaking to a board of directors, all right, on an ASX-listed company, the right gift of the gab for that room is very different to having the right gift of the gab that Andy Hanna has when he walks into a site shed full of subbies and labourers and site managers and construction people.
Yes. You've just got to find the right environment for your gab.
Yep. And there's a gab for everyone.
There is a gab for everyone. That's really true, mate. Because there's, even in our world, again, recruitment, we talk from our experience, there's people that recruit public practice accountants. Even me, I recruit finance and executive, I couldn't recruit construction management on a day-to-day basis because I haven't got the right gift of the gab in that sense.
Your gab's gifted in a bit of a different environment.
Exactly. So maybe everyone's got the gift of the gab. They just haven't found the gab that they're gifted with yet.
Fuck, I love this shit, hey.
Well, I reckon we're solving some problems here.
I think so. We've got a new business that we launched in America, selling flip-flops.
Yeah.
We're going to take big risks because we know how to do it.
Probably lots of people inquiring about RAI after the pump up at the start.
Yeah. Because they understand they haven't got to have the gift of the gab. They've just got to find the gab where their gift is best gabbed.
And off the back of people finding the gift of where their gab belongs, we've probably started www.giftgabgift.gab.
I'm done. That's been a fucking cracker. Let's leave it there.
That's good.